2016 UNI Homecoming Parade here in Cedar Falls, Iowa. We're incredibly excited to have you here with us. It is a beautiful 60 degrees here in Cedar Falls today here on campus. A little windy. The wind, I would say, is coming out of every direction here on campus as usual. My name is Chris Bowden.
And my name is Jamal White.
And I'm Rachel Ruane.
And we are so excited that you're here with us. Jamal is a current student, whereas Rachel and I are alumni. Jamal, what year are you at UNI?
Yes, I am a junior here at UNI. I'm majoring in marketing and organizational leadership management this year.
Awesome. I graduated in 2014 now, so not all that long ago, with a degree in communication studies.
And then I also graduated in 2014 with communication studies and sociology, and then now actually can claim a two-time alumni as I graduated in 2016 with my master's in student affairs.
So Rachel is the fanciest out of all of us here this morning. But again, we're really excited that you're here. If you're just tuning in, we are live now here in Cedar Falls for the 2016 UNI Homecoming Parade. It is just starting now on the other end of campus, so we're hanging out with you here for a few minutes until it reaches our end of the block. We're here out by University Book and Supply, by the Alumni House, more towards the northern end of campus. People are just starting to show up here. Again, the weather is much better than last year. It was cold, it was rainy. It's a little chilly today, but the rain has held off so far.
Yeah, so we can't complain. Last year it was 42 degrees.
It's bad.
It was real cold.
It's bad. It was a tougher job for the MCs last
Yes.
year.
Yep.
So this is good.
And it rained a little bit this morning, so hopefully that's all passed by. I know some of the floats kind of saw the bare bad news of that, but we're still pushing on. We're going strong this morning. Parade's still happening.
And it has been a fun week of events. We've been very, very fortunate on campus to have beautiful weather all week. And we'll talk more about some of those events as we go through, and you'll see some of them featured this week as well in the parade.
So the parade today is, how many years have we had it? Has it come back?
So many years. It's been apart, and then it left us for a little while, and now it's come back for what, 4, 5, 6 years that we've had the parade back? Less than that.
I think less than that.
I think it was about 6.
We had a year of 6 years where we didn't have the parade, and then was introduced again in about 2014.
Yeah.
So
I think 2008 it was taken out because of the road construction on College Street.
that's right.
Yep.
That's how it originally started. So they took out the roads, and we didn't have a place for a parade, and then it kind of shrugged up a little bit from there. But we're back. This parade today is a golf cart parade, so it looks a little different than ones you might normally see if you're tuning in with us for the parade for the very first time. Like we had mentioned just a little earlier, it did rain last night. The golf carts were hanging out outside, so if you see floats there, maybe a little worse for wear or have some paint all over. They did get a little wet. But they showed up this morning. They've done a lot of reconstruction on the floats, and we're ready to rock and roll this morning. The first homecoming parade took place, back in 1920. So this is a long-standing tradition here at the University of Northern Iowa, and it's just adapted as we've gone along now to where we've got golf carts, which is a lot of fun.
And the student orgs love it. They love that it's a smaller float. They can be super, super creative with it. They have the ability to just go all out, and I think we're going to see that as the student orgs come through today.
Absolutely.
So in 1923, as a matter of fact, they had a torchlight parade. It was recorded that they had the first year of the Saturday afternoon parade. So we're here at Saturday morning, so they had a torchlight parade, which I cannot imagine is very, very fancy. I'm not sure it was like in the 1920s, but I guess that was a cool thing. Around that time, Evelyn Arquette was the first homecoming queen. So just a fun shout out to Evelyn as our very first homecoming queen. Good for Evelyn.
And she is in great company. We have had a lot of queens who have represented our university well, and we get to meet this year's as we go through the parade. And even in great company is with that court. They hold a lot of UNI pride. They display talents and answer questions about the pride that they hold here at UNI during the royalty competition, which is really fun. And then they're voted in by students, which I think is even better.
You know, the royalty competition is kind of my favorite part, watching their talents. Yeah. So the royalty competition happened on Tuesday this week. All of the candidates came in and they were able to present their talents or kind of their presentation here this week. So my favorite one this week was one of them sang to the Step Brothers here. So
perfect. That's awesome. So as you've gone along homecoming events this week so far, what have been some of the homecoming events that we've had throughout the week?
Yeah, so we started with the kickoff on Monday. We had Pride Cry in Lawler Field, and that's where kind of a number of student organizations came together and they presented their step show. They kind of implemented the theme, and then the fight song. It was super exciting. We have kind of the competition winners today. We got that in the pep rally yesterday. So we had 3 make it to the pep rally yesterday, and that was BSU Black Student Union, the International Student Association, and then Omega Psi Phi, I believe it was, a new fraternity on campus. So some super exciting things happening there as well.
Awesome. Very cool. Any other favorite events for you throughout the week, Rachel?
I have to say, personal favorite. Shout out to the Office of Academic Advising, who won office decorating competition this year.
Not that you're connected
not
to that
that-
at all.
Not that
or
I'm
anything,
connected
right?
in any way.
Right.
No bias there, but we were very fortunate to win that this year, and we're in some great company. A lot of great ideas that came around on campus, offices who are kind of representing their pride to students. And I think it also gives students the opportunity to see that we're not those stiffy offices on campus. It gives them the opportunity
You
to
can
see that
have a
we're
little
real
fun.
people. We can have some fun. And we, had tailgates in the offices, and the offices, kind of get a conversation going there.
All right.
All
So
right.
we have the parade now just coming around the corner here. We have the UNI ROTC kicking off the parade at the very beginning with the flag that you can see there coming around. We, again, are on 23rd Street, just coming around the corner here off of College Hill. So they're headed our way.
And then also along with the ROTC, we have the University Police. So some of the goals of the police are there to provide the highest level of safety for our students and on campus. So they do a really good job of kind of making the campus safe and making it more acclimatable to students and things like that. So.
Absolutely. And then behind them, I'm sure you can hear loud and clear, is the Wapsie Valley High School Marching Band. They are actually a combination of 4 towns, Redland, Fairbank, Warren, and Kingler. And they have a long-standing tradition of excellence and have actually been featured in the homecoming parade a few years. So we want to make sure that we take a listen as they're coming on through.
I think it's super awesome to have those high school bands featured in our parade.
No.
They do a really great job.
Yeah, it's great. It's not only do we get to hear the UNI marching band later and a couple other fun crews at Excite Park Hot South later, but the fact that they get the opportunity to be here with us is just a whole lot of fun to have some community involvement as well. It's great. It's been a lot of fun to see. Sounds like Superman. Very cool. And before them, like we mentioned, we saw the ROTC program. The ROTC is the Army Reserve Officers Training Program, which commissions officers in the U.S. Army upon graduation. Just a shout out to them. They get a chance to take one military science class per semester to meet that requirement. So they go on to active duty, Army Reserve, or to the Army National Guard. So huge thanks to them as well, not only just for being here, but for serving.
And then our Grand Marshal this year is Bob Justice and his family. He himself is a Cedar Falls High School alum of 1965, and then a fellow Panther alum as well from 1974. He served in our U.S. Army in counterintelligence for 3 years. He has represented UNI as an Assistant Director for Development, as a Director of Public Relations and Development at Allen Memorial Hospital for Allen College. He now serves as the President of the Cedar Valley Chamber and Commerce with his wife Nancy, a former UNI Sports Information Director, and their daughter Nicole, a proud UNI alum as well.
And this is the mayor of Cedar Falls, Jim Brown, coming through here. He is a first-time mayor here in Cedar Falls. This is his first term here in 2016, graduated from UNI, as a matter of fact, with a bachelor's degree in 1991. He was very active with the UNI Glee Club and other campus activities. And so his wife, Corrine, teaches at Cedar Heights Elementary as well. And here we have Homecoming
royalty. We're amongst royalty here. So first off, our homecoming queen of 2016 is Keely Brandstad. She is a junior human resource management major from Clear Lake, Iowa. And then our homecoming king this year is Tim Sheevy. He is a junior interactive digital studies major with an emphasis in digital marketing and imaging from Waukee, Iowa.
They were followed up in Car 2 by Dylan Merritt, a junior in criminology, and Alexis Schaefer-Camp, a junior in public relations.
And then in Car 3, we have Sadie Backoff, a junior in elementary education, and Brinjar Johnston, who is a junior double major in real estate and finance.
And then following them up was Dan Happel, a sophomore in communications, with Trevor Rayhans, a junior in marketing. And then in a couple of the cars, they've got sitting in the front seat other members, including Kayla Kearns and Liz Fitzgerald.
And then your parade judges of 2016 included Kai Takatsuka and then Kaylee Clements, who is our current Connecting Alumni to Students president this year.
Which is our Alumni Association program. So we have students who are interacting actively with our alumni here, both here on campus and away from campus as well.
And then a couple more judges noted there. Chris Kowalski, an associate professor here on campus, and Norman Ferguson, the coordinator of our Military and Veteran Student Services.
And on the screen right now, you see UNI Sparkles. Sparkles was started in Bettendorf, Iowa in 2008. They provide cheer opportunities for nearly a dozen kids ages 5 through 17 who have disabilities. They are sponsored by UNI, and they focus on friendship and inclusion. They are a really awesome group on campus, and they allow a chance for students to come in and perform at the basketball games and football games, and you'll probably see them at the halftime show during the football game today. So super awesome opportunity there.
And here's Women in Business. UNI Women in Business is built upon the principles of synergy, professionalism, innovation, networking, development, leadership, and empowerment. A whole lot of great principles there. Their goal is to create a community within the UNI College of Business which fosters development and allows members to expand their professional experiences. They get to work towards a successful future as well. We also want to have a quick shout out here before I forget out to Rudy's Golf Carts. They're providing all the golf carts that you see for this parade. So a huge shout out to them. It wouldn't be possible without them. Again, allows the opportunities for student orgs not to take on a massive float that they have to decorate and have and all those things. So it's a lot simpler. They don't have to find trucks either. They provide those for us here at the university, and students get to take it on for themselves.
And I think we also should give a shout out to the University Book and Supply Store, who was not present with us today, but they did sponsor this parade. So without them, this wouldn't be happening. So we want to kind of commend them for helping out with those things as well.
Absolutely. And feel free to stop by the bookstore before or after the game, pick up some extra Panther Pale. We've seen a lot of students walking around with these big tiger paw foam prints that are kind of cute, and we'd like to see you and support them today as well.
So, up next, we have Culver's Frozen Custard, which is a quick service restaurant located right here in Cedar Falls, Iowa. With them is Scoopy the Ice Cream Man. Hi, Scoopy. They're located right on 401 Viking Plaza Drive in Cedar Falls.
Following them up is a combination of groups, HLSU, BSU, ESP, Excel, and the Movement. They are collaborating together to represent the very diverse group of students that create our population here at UNI and kind of bring attention to their social and educational programming here on campus.
Yes. And then we also have Orcus's Dance Company. They represent the dance program here at UNI and the UNI Orcus's Dance Company and UNI ITD Dance Company as well. This is for students interested in pursuing the choreography, performance, and production of ballet, jazz, modern, and tap styles of dance.
Next up is Norrin Hall Senate. Norrin Hall is one of the largest residence halls on UNI's campus, and Norrin Senate is comprised of residents who plan events and activities for the residence hall. So there are some students just jumping in and getting involved there as well. And their phrase is, Norrin ain't boring.
And this, folks, is the African Union. They're an organization made up of UNI students from Africa who are currently attending UNI, and they also host events and programming to showcase their rich culture and tradition.
And then here we have the Peer Mentors Float, who actually won first place in the parade this year, so they have the #1 float here. They create classroom communities for first-year students, help and support students through the transition from high school, and share their experiences as UNI students as well. So they do some awesome things on campus with that.
Up here next, I believe we have Love Your Melon here coming down the way. So Love Your Melon is an apparel brand that gives a hat to every child battling cancer in America. Really unique. It funds childhood cancer research and initiatives and provides immediate support for children and their families. So 45,000 hats of matter have been reserved for donations through product sales, enough for every child undergoing cancer treatment in the United States. Additionally, there are 15,000 children newly diagnosed with cancer every year, and they intend to reserve a hat for every one of them as well.
All right, so then coming up next is the Jamin Merrill Hearst Center for the Arts. They're located just a few blocks off here of campus, and center galleries, gift shops, and rooms.
And then we have Alpha Xi Delta, who got the second place winner for the float today. So they did a really good job decorating their float this morning and this past week. Their organization has been a part of UNI's campus since 1965, so way back when. And they work to raise funds for Autism Speaks through philanthropy events throughout the semester. So they do a really good job on giving back to the community and the campus as a whole.
We just saw there for a quick second the Northern Iowa Student Government Float as well, and followed immediately behind them is the College Hill Partnership Award winners, UNI Student Interior Designer of Northern Iowa and Construction Management Club. Bit of a mouthful there, but a combination of student groups that focus on construction management. We have SID, which is prospective students for interior design majors. They meet every month. CMC is to enhance students' construction experience services while still in school. And their events range from monthly meetings, national competitions, and community construction involvement. And they have a truck which is awesome. So
I said
really
they are
fun.
followed by 100 years of absolute greatness here on campus by our grounds crew, members of our physical plant, who are displaying just some of the tricks that we get to see around campus daily in keeping this a beautiful campus, from the shrubbery to just keeping things clean.
And they keep it safe too. Usually, maybe to students' disappointment, they do a great job of keeping the sidewalks clear in the winter. So they usually keep us from having snow days most of the time.
Absolutely. So coming up right now, we have UNI Proud. They're a social and nonpartisan political student organization which is founded on the principles of promoting an inclusive and accepting campus environment for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, and allies. So they do some good things to bring in the inclusivity and welcoming of campus. So we really love those student organizations on campus as well.
Following them is Marco's Pizza and Family Video, located right here in Cedar Falls. They're kind of by the Five Corners stop there by Waffle Stop. They're a local pizza restaurant owned by Family Video. So they offer fresh made dough and fresh ingredients. I'm not ashamed to admit that that's kind of tradition both for myself and my family to rent a movie and go to Marco's in Cedar Falls. I'm not ashamed to admit that. That's
And it's
fine.
nice that it's a one-stop shop. You get them both right there. They are followed up by our ballroom and swing dance group here on campus, and they are going to bust a move here on the sidewalk, or on the street, it looks like. They seek to promote ballroom and swing dancing. They do offer free lessons and dances to students and the community, and it looks like they're about to have some fun here in the parade.
That's awesome. I knew they were located on students. They could train students. What I didn't realize was that they offer to the community as well.
Absolutely.
So not that that's enabling me as an alumni or anything, but maybe we'll have to look into that one at some point.
And following the Ballroom and Swing Dance Company, we have the UNI Veterans Association. So they support veterans and active military on campus and throughout the community, and they raise awareness about the veterans and veteran issues. So they are a very vocal group here on campus. They do a lot of activities. Just last week, we had the Veterans Conference, which was really cool. We had brought a bunch of, it was kind of a veterans fair where they allowed students to walk through and check out those opportunities as well. So they also provide a lot of opportunities for students with trying to go within the military field and things like that. So
Absolutely. And coming up in about a month or so, they're going to actually have Veterans Week here on campus, so keep an eye out for that.
Next up, we have National Student Speech, Language, and Hearing Association. So they promote, advocate, and prepare students in the study of communication sciences and disorders. They volunteer around the community, they participate in campus activities, and work closely with serving people who have communication difficulties. They're located on campus at the Communication Arts Center. They're kind of by Russell Hall. And hang out there. Actually, a premier program, master's program in particular, is really well known throughout the country for our communicative disorders program. So shout out to them as well.
And then coming around the bend here, we have a local favorite, the Sidecar Coffee Shop. They're America's favorite amateur marching band, and I can't say that we would say anything less about that. They are just a group of really talented individuals who are coming back to take back the homecoming heavyweight title, as they said in their own words. They are the winners of the CFU Energy Ramp Award and hoping to kind of pep up the crowd as we go through this parade today.
They have quickly become probably the number one crowd favorite. I think maybe they're a little biased. They like to give out candy along the way. But they are a whole lot of fun. And they usually find some popular song to play each and every year. So let's take a listen to them here real quick as well. One of the fun things about the Sidecar Marching Band is that they are in fact a bunch of volunteers just from the city of Cedar Falls and Waterloo. They said, hey, we're throwing together a marching band. You want to have some fun? Want to do it? And people just show up. They practice once or twice and they show up for the parade. They're a whole lot of fun.
absolutely. Who doesn't like a coffee shop that can do more than just serve coffee?
Absolutely. And they are followed up here by Gamma Phi Beta, one of the chapters here on campus supporting the sorority community. They are founded upon a rock, and their mission is to build strong girls, and they have done just that in the UNI community.
Coming after that is the UNI College Republicans. They are uniting students with conservative ideals and American pride. They participate in local events with the Blackhawk Community Republicans and encourage student involvement by registering voters, supporting GOP candidates, and discussing political issues. Official brands of both the Iowa Federation of College Republicans and the National Federation of College Republicans. And that is a purple dog.
Very much a purple dog who is supporting the TNT cheer. They are located in the Cedar Falls Industrial Park, and they are the Cedar Valley's only gym dedicated to all things cheer, and you can just see the spirit pouring out of those young girls. And even into that purple dog, they are living the Panther dream, which is great to see.
That is incredible.
In addition to cheer, they also offer dance, tumbling, and cheer conditioning classes for those who are interested. So a great way to support the Cedar Valley and get a little bit of exercise and energy out of your kids as well.
Awesome, and then following that exciting group of students, we have the Treehouse and Wesley Foundation. This is a foundation dedicated to building an open community grounded in love and teaching of Christ. They're sponsored by the United Methodist Church. They do a bunch of things on campus where they open their facilities to students to rent out and host events and fundraisers and things like that. So they really provide opportunities for students to get involved and use their facilities to kind of help out as well on campus.
Yeah, that's kind of been one of the big things for the Treehouse. Has been a great center for just about every student organization. If they need a place to be on campus, they need a place to meet or hold an event, Treehouse is located just across the street from campus and just been a great resource for students to go and utilize over the years. Next up, we have Students Today, Leaders Forever, which is a student-led organization centered around doing a volunteer trip throughout the country over spring break each and every year. The trip is called Pay It Forward Tour. They do service work in 6 different cities over the course of 9 days. And their mission is to reveal leadership through service, relationships, and action.
And following STLF, we have Campbell Hall Senate, a group of Campbell Hall residents that plan events for our fellow residents as well as allocate funds for the improvement of the hall. And speaking of the residence halls, they're actually open today from 1 to 2 p.m. for alumni to come back and check out what's going on in the residence halls that may have been different than them. So some really cool opportunities for alumni to just go check those things out and see what's changed, see what's the same, and kind of go look at your old room. So that's some really cool things that they're doing within the Department of Residence today.
Which is pretty incredible. This seems to be changing all the time. Lawther Hall is under construction right now, as a matter of fact, getting completely remodeled. Panther Village is brand new. It seems to be constantly changing over the DR. So if you get a chance, make sure to go check those out and see what's new.
And a big SUV here representing KT's Indoor Inflatable Park, which offers a wide variety of inflatable bouncy houses, trampolines, and obstacle courses for children 12 and under. Their motto is play, laugh, and jump, and they want children to be as active and have as much fun as they possibly can.
And following that, we have the Residence Hall Association on campus. RHA is a student organization that works with the Department of Residence to make living on campus an enjoyable experience that in return makes students' college experience great. This is made up of the best student leaders on campus and continually work to get better for the sake of the university. So they do a bunch of things on campus and implement a bunch of programs on campus for students to get involved and become more acclimated to the university. So we really enjoy having them here.
And following them, as you see on the screen there, was Culture and Intensive English Program. The mission of the CIEP, provide quality intensive English language instruction for students here on campus.
And there we've got represented Phi Sigma Pi, which is a national gender inclusive honor fraternity dedicated to engaging brothers in scholarship, leadership, and fellowship. And they work to serve UNI's campus as well as the Cedar Valley.
And then you saw IHOP and now Dance Marathon coming to you next. Dance Marathon raises money for our local Children's Miracle Network Hospital, the University of Iowa Children's Hospital, to support families who have kiddos that are getting treatment currently for cancer, which has become one of the largest student organizations, one of the largest nonprofit things that the university is doing right now here on campus.
And then we just passed with the Student Athletic Training Organization, which is an organization that brings athletic training to students and making them together and allowing them opportunities to work with the actual athletes on the field. So that's a really cool opportunity for the students as well right out of the gates.
You also saw Relay for Life, Colleges Against Cancer here at UNI. They hold an annual event every year as well. They work with the American Cancer Society to go towards cancer research.
And then now we've got highlighted Valley Lutheran School with some of their cheer and dance squad there. Thanks for coming. We're excited to have you part of the community today.
So, we just got a chance to see a lot of our nonprofit stuff here at campus, which is one of the things that I personally always loved about UNI. There is a really cool sense of giving back not only just to university, but to your community as well, whether it's through Dance Marathon or through Relay for Life. There always seems to be something that students can be doing to give back to something greater than themselves.
And one of those to be included is definitely Camp Adventure. It is the opportunity for students to have an extraordinary opportunity for university and college age to explore the world and serve as camp counselors on the Army and Naval bases around the world. Our students love it. They get credit for here at the university, and it's an incredible opportunity for them to travel abroad and get some really great experience.
And following is another resource here on campus, the peer academic advisors in the residence. So they are stationary in the residence halls to provide academic resources for the students who live in some of the residence halls on campus. So they do some really good things with that. They pair with academic advising just to better acclimate students as far as academia goes here on campus.
And here you see the Waverly Shell Rock Marching Band. They are the Go Hart Marching Band under the direction of Jim Vowles and UNI alumnus Eric Stover. The band is 130 30 members strong. And their repertoire for today is music from the hit band Fall Out Boy. So you may recognize it as they go by. So let's take a listen there.
Community as well as on their
Absolutely.
Following up behind them, you can start to see Dancer Hall Senate. They are part of the Towers, which was built in 1969. Houses mostly first-year students. It's home to the leadership at Springboard Halls. Is a co-ed hall living here on campus.
And they are followed closely by the International Student Association in partnership with the International Student Promoters, who both aim to develop an understanding and friendship between people of different cultures and countries. This was one of the fantastic groups that was represented in Pride Cry last night and represented their organization well, and in showing to promote the perspective of international students around the world here on UNICE campus.
They actually won third place in the float decorating competition, so that's really cool for them as well.
Up next, we have Physics Club and Women in Physics, followed by Next Gen Climate for the UNI chapter. So Next Gen Climate is an environmental advocacy group that acts politically to prevent climate disaster and promote prosperity for every single American. Right now, they're working across 8 states and over 200 campuses to employ Americans to join in the fight for climate justice and bring their demands to the ballot box.
And right now we have a few administration and staff representing the Vice President of Student Affairs and Dean of Students office. Their office serves to assist students and families in times of crisis. They administer the Student Conduct Code and oversee new student programs, student disability services, the LGBTQ Center, and student wellness services as well. So they really work to provide resources for students here on campus.
They were followed up closely by University Mills, which is a local student housing option here around campus. And then followed by them are the Recreation Service, which provide a variety of activities for students, to both faculty and staff who would also like to be active here on campus. They've implemented a new Fit Pass here on campus that for a set fee you can participate in as many workout classes at the WRC, which is a great opportunity for both students and staff to be able to explore their options and find what works best for them.
Up next, you see Panthers for Hillary. They're on screen. They're a student organization that supports presidential nominee Hillary Clinton, as well as other Democrats in the Northern Iowa area. Their objective is to bring information and knowledge to students who want to get more involved with the democratic process.
And then next we have the Northern Iowa Wishmakers, which is a student organization that is dedicated to raising funds for the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
And they are followed closely by Physical Education Majors Club and Kinder Gym. It's a group of young PE majors who are looking to volunteer in the community. They are passionate, driven, and hardworking students who share the common goal of helping kids live a healthy and active lifestyle.
Up next is the UNI Nonprofit Leadership Alliance. They're a student-run organization dedicated to educating, preparing, and certifying professionals to strengthen and lead nonprofit organizations. Those students work with nonprofit organizations already in the Cedar Falls, Waterloo area and learn from their experiences there to then be able to go out into the field and utilize that.
And then we just had Cedar River Productions, a student-run production here on campus with ties to the UNI Communications Electronic and Media Department.
They were followed up by the Student Admissions Ambassadors, who are a select volunteer group of 50 UNI students who serve as hosts to prospective students and their families. They competed in Pride Cry in collaboration with CATS, who are following them up second there, and they are the official traditions keepers for UNI, and they work alongside the Alumni Association for programming for Students Today, such as Students Today Alumni Tomorrow, or STAT, and they are for sure the coolest cats around.
And here you have your UNI volleyball team right there in front of you, who had an opportunity to play just last night. Isn't that, Rachel?
That is true. They beat Missouri State in the third round, or the third set, to challenge them up to the full 5 sets, but unfortunately lost in that 5th set by 2. But they definitely worked hard last night, and they had a pretty full crowd to support them through the victory in 2 sets. and then unfortunately the loss in the full game.
Their most notable win, probably so far this season, was their win against Iowa State in the McLeod Center. As a matter of fact, just a few weeks ago, the game went to 5 sets. Was a late match and probably what we would call overtime for volleyball. Just continue to play.
The second set was the highest I've seen at a score of 40-38. So a very intense game to watch, and it was very exciting and a very exciting atmosphere to be a part of. So.
Here you see probably what we would call the pride of Panther Nation. So we've got everything Spirit related. Here we see the Panther Pep Crew coming in first. The Pep Crew is a group of students dedicated to passion and cheering for the Panthers. You see them in the overalls. You recognize them at games and events, usually in the front row, and they are loud and proud for the University of Northern Iowa. They show spirit everywhere that they go.
And they are followed up closely by our 2 favorite cats on campus, TC and TK. TC the cat and TK the kitten. They are for sure seen all over campus and in the Cedar Valley, entertaining Panther fans of all ages.
And then we have the UNI cheer team. They are now currently at 32-member cheerleading team that take pride in cheering on the Panthers for all home football, volleyball, men's and women's basketball games, and wrestling matches. The Panther cheerleaders are involved with many community service opportunities as well as various cheer organizations in the Cedar Falls area.
And there are those cats, which I have to admit probably hold a special place in my heart. Well, at UNI, I had the chance to be TC for about 3 years, which was an amazing experience. It was a total secret as it went along. The entire organization is shrouded in secrecy. No one gets to know who the mascots are until they graduate.
And then let's not forget about our University of Northern Iowa dance team. They took home a lot of awards this summer in their kind of dance team camp this past summer. So they're responsible for leading Panther fans at UNI football games and basketball games. They also appear at numerous community functions throughout the year to promote the university. So they do a great job of kind of cheering on the Panthers and then representing the university as a whole.
And then following up that dance team is the pride of Panther Nation, the UNI Panther Marching Band. They are a strong student organization of 120 years of excellence. No one compares to the energy, excitement, and fun that this Panther Marching Band has, and you can hear it now.
Let's just listen to them.
Be performing in Rome. So they will get to hear that Panther spirit loud and clear all the way across the ocean.
As a matter of fact, they are the largest student organization on campus as far as members. They are arguably probably one of the largest marching bands in the country. When you go to the Dome, especially the Dome, there's no way that you can get away with not hearing the Panther Marching Band. Their shows are usually highlighted by entertaining dances. They're able to have a whole lot of fun and do a great job of pulling in current modern music that students recognize and love in each and every one of their shows. They do a fantastic job and support the university in ways that we probably haven't seen in many, many years. They do an incredible job. We're so proud of them.
Yes, no one matches the energy, pride, and family atmosphere that the pride of Panther Nation brings to the table. So the UNI Panther Marching Band, folks.
That's so cool. Lastly, what you're going to see is the UNI Homecoming Committee, which is made up of connecting alumni to students. They have a committee within that organizes this entire event. So we just want to put a shout out to them and say thank you to them as well for putting this parade together. They put in countless hours planning, bringing all this together, bringing these different pieces in to make it available for you here online and for all the people here watching today. With that, this concludes the parade this year for the 2016 UNI Homecoming Parade. There are plenty of events happening throughout the rest of the day today, including the football game later tonight. What follows that tonight, guys?
There is a volleyball game at 7 o'clock tonight facing Wichita State in the McLeod Center. And then following that, we will actually have another UNI alum back on campus, Justin Adams. He will be performing in the Hy-Vee fan zone just west of the Dome. And for that, gates will open at 8 p.m.
So we have plenty happening here at the University of Northern Iowa for the rest of the day. Thanks for taking the time to join us here on campus. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And go Panthers!
Go Panthers!
We'll see you next time.
See ya.